All right, let's look at a few other scattered things here. This will be our third video in the Workflow Tips series. New to Xcode 9, you can now go over here to your devices. So just switch to devices and simulators. You guys all know I'm not a big fan of the simulator, especially when it comes to testing anything sprite kit related. Frame rate drops right away. So testing on your device is really essential. And it'll make you feel like, hey, this is actually working. All right, so what you got to do to drop that USB cable, all right, you can test without being connected. You just got to come over here and click on Connect via Network, okay? And if everything is working perfectly, you'll get this little kind of globy icon over here, right? The only issue is occasionally it just decides not to work. And I found that one of the only reliable remedies for that is just restarting the actual device. And usually I'll get out of Xcode as well, just reboot that. But otherwise, when it's running, it is fantastic. It's maybe a little bit slower than if you have the cord connected, but who wants to have the cord connected anyway? All right, another big thing. Actually, let's go over here to our organizer. So after you guys have submitted an app, or archived it, right, and then submitted it, you can go ahead and just get rid of your old apps in here. You don't need these anymore, all right? And they're doing nothing but taking up space. So you can see I just got rid of the last build for the CartoonSmart TV app. Hopefully you guys are watching me through that and saved a little bit of space right there. And then again, these are all kind of unrelated to each other. If I am in having troubles or whatever, got some weird Xcode voodoo going on, I'll hold down the Option key and go to Clean Build folder, and that should wipe out everything from, I believe it's the derived data folder maybe. But basically, just it's almost like you're doing a first run of the app, including putting in all the it'll release any like cached images and stuff like that. So you'll notice the first build after this one's going to take a lot longer, but again, it kind of shakes off the the dark magic. One other thing I had to do a little bit recently was fixing all in scope. And if you ever open up like a really old project and it has just a lot of errors for you, going from Swift 3 to Swift 4, there's really not that much of this. But if you go from like Swift 2 to Swift 3 or Swift 4, you'll see this. It'll just have a lot of suggestions for you to fix things. And you basically just have to go like through them one at a time. If you can't do this, which is fix all in scope, and that is, let's see, somewhere over here. Okay, I needed to be looking at some actual code, but yeah, it's under editor, and you can see there's no message right now to do with this, but this would normally be grayed out if there were some issues, and then you just go, okay, fix everything that you got a problem with or that's fixable within this bit of code. And finally, let's talk about breakpoints. So you might notice that if you were to go over here, what happened there? You just put this little blue thing, and you might go, hey, that's innocent enough, not a problem. I don't know what it is. You've actually inserted a breakpoint. You'll see it says double-click to edit a breakpoint. And actually, you know what? I don't think I've ever done that before. I don't really like breakpoints. So what here's the big problem is that you'll run at this point, and then your app will actually stop right here. Okay, so it's going to wait for you to basically, there's a little play button that shows up down there, right here. It'll that's deactivate breakpoints. But when you're running, there'll be a little play button to basically continue running the app. If you don't know, if you're not expecting this, you're going to think it crashed or something like that. You won't know what happened, okay? So first off, let's just right-click on this and delete that breakpoint. Get rid of that guy. I'm a big kind of print statement guy. If I'm looking to keep an eye on something, I can usually handle watching everything play out at runtime. And, you guys all know what a print statement is, just whatever. And of course, you can come in here and you can put in here variables and things like that, like... animation, whatever that is. So it'll do its best to print out whatever that is. But Anyway, point is that you'll most likely, if you're a new developer, at some point you'll accidentally do this and you won't know what the heck happened. So just try to avoid that if you can. Delete breakpoint over there, and if you feel like using it, give it a shot. All right, that's it for our third video.